Last night, at the age of 45 and 133 days, this man took the mound in Wrigley Field through 6 innings, gave out 1 earned run, did take the loss, 90 pitches. The Royals become the 14th different franchise that he has now appeared in a game for, tying him with Edwin Jackson for the all-time mark. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now from Wrigley Field is Rich Hill of the Kansas City Royals. How you doing, Rich?
Good, Rich. Thanks for having me on.
You got it, brother. I mean, do you say congrats to somebody at this juncture? Is that what you say, or because I mean, longevity definitely is something that matters in your business, Rich? Yeah,
no doubt. I think in anything, in all walks of life, it's just the passion that you have for what you're doing, whether that's baseball or whether that is, anything that we do. In this walk of that we're all going through. So, for me, fortunately, I've found it early in my life, and when I was a little kid, and this is what I wanted to do. And I was fortunate enough to have the talent and work on it and continue to, put in the time and the effort to make it, a reality.
It's not like you were sitting at home on the couch either, Rich, and the Royals needed an emergency and broke glass here. You know what I mean? Like, you were in the minors at age 45, Rich. Like, why are you doing it still? You know?
I mean, I love it, and that's obviously the probably the cliche short answer. But I also look to 45 and saying, you know what, if this was, I don't know, I don't know if I want to say like a normal job, but a lot of people, do what they love for a long time. And I think that's, one of the things that I'm fortunate that my body has been able to hold up. I had the internal brace at age 39 and was able to come back and have been able to pitch for the last 5 years successfully. And I think that's something, was a kind of a big opportunity for me to get back and have that health really be a benefactor of it. But why do I do it? Because it's something that I've always had the passion for. Obviously, from a little kid, I wanted to play in the big leagues. And that's the dream of everybody's that grows up. And I grew up a Boston Red Sox fan, 15 minutes from Fenway Park. Went to a lot of Red Sox games as a kid. But, obviously you got to have the talent. And then when you have the talent, you got to put the work ethic into that. And that's something that I've always had, is that work ethic to go out and continuously hone in with the craft and, become a pitcher, not a thrower. And that's something that's kind of evolved over time for me.
Yeah, and I mean, there you are last night. And of all places, though, pretty neat for you, the spot where in last month in 2005, you appeared for the first time as a major league pitcher at the age of 25, right? In Wrigley Field in relief of Greg Maddux, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, against the Florida Marlins. And, thinking back, that was when the bullpens were on the field. And
right. Yes.
I was warming up here and launched a couple balls to the backstop, and I was anything coming into the game. And Ryan Dempster came over and, told me something funny. I remember he said something funny and gave me a cup of water, and I don't think any of the water stayed in the cup because my hand was shaking so much. But that's the human side of this game. It's kind of doing that walk, and anything that you do, the first time you do it, it's the experience that teaches you as we go through it. So, being able to put a lot of things in perspective over the days, the weeks, the months, the years, the decades, is that experience. And, you have to give in order to receive. So the effort is always going to be, the primary output that I'm giving, and the outcome is not always something that we're looking for necessarily, but it's really the joy and the effort and understanding that when that is at its peak, you can put your head on the pillow at night and know you did everything you could to be successful.
Rich Hill, Kansas City Royal pitcher, starter of last night. It was the first time since Bartolo Colon in 2018 that we saw a 45-year-old human start a game and pitch in a game in Major League Baseball right here on the Rich Eisen Show. So what are you doing at age 45? Exercise, eating certain ways? I mean, is that it? Like a certain regimented lifestyle that you're living right now, Rich?
Yeah, so Jason Turner, a friend of mine from back home, who just started up his own strength and conditioning facility right out of Matt Duffy's training facility in Massachusetts. We worked together very closely. Was very fortunate that he took the time and was willing to be available and just work with me throughout this process in the off season. The so-called off season, the beginning of the season, where the work was being put in. So without him and that sacrifice that he made to kind of take time out of his day, I'll obviously be forever grateful for. And other guys, Mike Reinhold, Dewey at Champion Performance. There's a lot of guys. I was just very fortunate to have a lot of people in the right, places and putting in that time and effort with me. And obviously with my wife, Caitlin, and our son, Bryce, just their excitement to, see this through and really be on board. I can remember we were in our son's bedroom and I told him, I said, "Hey, what do you think about the Kansas City Royals?" And he's like, "You got to do it." He's 13. So, that hit pretty hard too. So it was, something that you get to this age, I guess, in any part of your life with the experience and what you're doing, you do get a little bit nostalgic, but at the same time, as we just mentioned, coming here to Wrigley Field, you still have a job to do. Still got to go out there and execute pitches, attack the strike zone, get outs, and put the team in the best position possible to win a game, because that's what it is about. It's not about coming out here and having, a ceremonial game. We're in the hunt to get into the playoffs and make something happen.
No doubt, man. I mean, this is a team that's in the wild card chase, and obviously with some really talented kids. Did you ever play with Bobby Witt's dad, Rich?
No, I didn't. But,
you're not that old.
But I was talking. I'm sure there's some 6 degrees of separation, though.
Right.
He grew up. Bobby Witt grew up in the town next to where I grew up. So I grew up in Milton, Massachusetts. Bobby grew up in Canton, Mass. And there's definitely a lot of connections there between us only being a stone's throw away from each other with the towns.
Well, I mean, last night, with what you were able to do, with your fortitude and your love of the game to get out there and pitch, you joined a short list of players who are the oldest to appear in a game for 2 franchises. You've now done it for the Rays and the Royals, Rich. Other pitchers in that category, Jamie Moyer did it twice. So did Satchel Paige, Randy Johnson. Phil Niekro did it 3 times, and Hoyt Wilhelm. I mean, you have put your name next to some really terrific all-time greats, Rich, and I'm wondering how that hits you now that you're hearing things like that.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely special. I think, being able to go to the Hall of Fame last year and for Joe Castiglione's induction, and seeing all the names, and obviously you walk through that place and it's something that is, baseball immortality, and the guys that I've been fortunate to play with who are going to be walking into the Hall of Fame, and some of them already have. It's just, in that aspect, not that I'm going into the Hall of Fame, but you get that, you understand the history of the game, and I love that part of it. And it's great to have a slice of that, for inside of this office space that we are custodians for, to be able to, pass it along to the next generation.
and a couple minutes left here with Rich Hill, who started last night for the Royals at the age of 45 and 133 days right here on the Rich Eisen Show. How has the game changed, and how is it the same from the first time you stepped on that field that you're zooming in from right now, Rich?
Yeah. Well, obviously, if we're just talking about Wrigley Field itself, I remember the first advertisement that came in here. Alfonso Soriano was a teammate, and they put in an Under Armour sign on the outfield, and then everything followed after that. That's just the facade of the field. What is going on between the lines? I think obviously with the pitch clock joining, that is one thing that I can get on board with. I think the base is getting a little bit bigger. We got first, second, and third. We got to expand home though, right?
Don't you do that already with your pitches, Rich? You expand that play. Yeah. Come on now, I watch you work. Come on now. I love that.
But,
that's funny.
It's just a lot of the things. It's just great just seeing there's always going to be a youth movement, but I think there's a huge spot in the game for experience and being able to, again, that custodial kind of effect that has on the player, where you're passing down kind of information from generation to generation, decade to decade, and having guys kind of understand what it is to be a professional, what it means to wear a major league uniform. It's special.
All right. Lastly for you, Rich, you like your nickname? Do you like it? Do you like it?
Yeah. I mean, look, that was not what we say, self-admitted. So it is a nickname. And a couple guys when we were in Pawtucket in AAA years back came together and put that name together. And then fortunately we had Players Weekend, and I said, you know what, I'm going to put it on the back of the jersey. Well, I'm not going to pitch this weekend. Well, I did. So
that was an all-time great moment, Rich. So is it? Let's give credit for Dick Mountain to. Is it Brock Holt? Because that's what it says on the Wikipedia. Who did it? Who came up with that?
Alex Hassan, who's in the front office with Minnesota right now. Travis Shaw. Mookie Betts and Brock, all those guys were all on the same team. So they were calling me Mountain, and then, Dick Mountain came together with that. So that I'll leave it at that. Okay. Because my follow-up was, does your family like the nickname, Rich? Yeah, they live there. Yeah. Well, a 13-year-old's definitely got to like that, Yeah. It's great. Middle school humor. It's right. Perfect. Do me one last favor, as if spending all this time with this show before a game, again, you started last night, isn't enough. Would you mind turning the camera around? Because is it Wrigley Field in front of you, directly in front of you right now? Let's see. Do you have the ability to do that? Yeah, I do, but I'm 45 years old. Oh, yeah. What, was that creaking getting up right there? Is that what just happened? Look at that right there. That is Wrigley Field. Take care. That is unbelievable. Go out here. I'm going to walk you out. There we go. Rich Hill. Walk us out. Amazing. Director of photography. Oh, my God.
Oh, look at that.
There's nothing like it, man.
Or DP Dick Mountain.
That is nothing like it. Look at that. Yeah. I greatly appreciate you spending the time right here. Hey, and you see the same thing. You have place to yourself. It's yeah. It's pretty. You guys see me? I can see you. We can see you now. Fred? I know. I was just saying. Sorry, I was just saying it's cool coming in early to the ballpark because you kind of have the place to yourself and you're seeing it all kind of come together and unfold. It's just little things like that. You're fortunate to see come together. Yeah, so. Man. And you've been first rate here. You've been first rate your whole career. So another start 5 days from now, Rich? We're back on the bump. Yeah. We're back on the mountain. Yeah. Okay. Monday against the Braves. Okay. Well, best of luck there, Rich. And last trivia question for you. Do you remember who you struck out? First strikeout of your career right there in Wrigley Field on that day? Carlos Delgado. Damn straight you Delgado him. That's right. Teammates down the road. It's wild. Well, I mean, pretty much everyone was a teammate of yours at some point through 14 teams. all the different stops. 4 with Boston, the team that you grew up loving, and now the Kansas City Royals. Thanks for the time here, Rich Hill. Best to your family, and good luck. Look forward to seeing more.
Thank you, Rich. Same to you.
Right back at you. That's Rich Hill here of the Kansas City Royals on the Rich Eisen Show.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.